Well, well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Originators Monday. I am your host, K Styles, and my co-host for the evening, we got Miss Maggie T,
What's
aka Miss Margarita in the building.
Hey, how y'all doing? I know, surprise, surprise. You normally see me on Tuesdays, but I'm here tonight. It's a special episode, y'all. I'm excited.
We got Mad Mike Sports, the senator.
Rise, people rise.
We got Mr. Tactician, Mr. Juan Costello in the building.
What's up?
We got the
Y'all know.
icon. The Don is in here with us.
Man, DoorDash tripping, man, with my nachos and milkshake, man.
This man
Zero,
ready.
what can we?
I done ordered this like an hour ago, but
Oh,
the show
oh no,
on.
not cold nachos. Not cold
Yeah,
nachos.
one show without you talking about food.
Y'all already know how it
What's
is.
going on, chat? What's going on, chat?
And ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest with us this evening. Um, Margarita, go ahead
Yes.
and introduce the guest that needs no
Oh,
introduction.
hold on. No. John, I need for you to tell everybody what you call her before we went
Don't
on
you
right.
don't put me on the spot. Just
Uh,
for that, he do his own introduction anyway. You already know what it is. This is the man, the myth, the future Hall of Famer. Y'all better put it out there. You better get everything, all these votes. You better knock on Arthur Blank's door. Let him know that John Abraham is in the house. What's going on, John Abraham? Woo,
Yes,
woo, woo, woo,
sir.
woo, woo,
What's
woo.
going on,
Drum
y'all? What's
roll.
going on, man? It's good to be here. I had to put out a petition, just like trying to get in the Ring of Honor and the Hall of Fame. I had to ask them to let me in because I didn't get the phone call, so I had to come bust my way up into the show. Being what it is. So,
hey, you know what? You lead the train. We gonna follow right behind you.
ain't
Hey,
nothing
hey,
free right now.
hey.
Yeah.
Hey, man, John, how you been doing, man? How you been doing?
Man, life's good, man. You're going in every day, seeing it as the new day, not worrying about what your past held, not worrying about what's gonna go wrong or what's gonna go right. Just living the day, man. Uh, taking advantage of the stuff you didn't do during the past. I mean, a lot of stuff that I did in the past that I never like reap the benefits of, is I'm trying to do now. Like I told y'all, being more of a face of Atlanta. I was here. I played here 7 years, 15 years in the NFL, but I never did a lot of the stuff that I'm trying to do now. I want people to know who John Abraham is when I leave here. I have a daughter that's 15. She's about to turn 16. I have another daughter that's 8. They live in Atlanta. I'm pretty much from Atlanta now. I've been here 18 years. Like, a lot of times when people come to teams, they feel like, I don't know how long I'm going to stay there. I don't know how long to do this, so we don't do as much. But, I'm here now, so I'm trying to be a figure in this city.
Said definitely be an ambassador to the city, man. As you already know, man, you are one of the fan favorites
Oh yeah,
of this
I'm always in
franchise
John's
history.
inbox. I'm telling you, I'm trying to invite him to events, and I seen him in passing at the games. And look, I'm sorry, but it's an open platform for you, John, to come on and talk as much as you want to, because we love it. Like, shoot, you are a legend in our hours. You might think that you need your name out there, but you already know. You are
Yeah.
already known in the Falcons organization amongst this fan base. Look at that. And everybody down there just saying, what's going on? Hey, Abe, how you doing? So this is an exciting time for us just to see you come in and speak with us, because we got to talk about these Falcons today.
Yeah, I saw you. I saw you at the open when you did the open practice. Cause everybody be talking about I look like I'm a linebacker. I'm not. Look, I ain't played football. No, no, no. How
You
long?
eat like one.
Man, whatever, man. But I remember I took a picture with you, and I'm like, I know good and well I'm not damn near John Abraham size. That can't be it. I said, because they was talking about, oh, that's Predator 55. I'm like, how? I'm saying, but needless to say, man, it was a pleasure meeting you that day, man. I took the picture, posted it and everything. Everybody was shocked that, oh man, John Abraham in the stadium. I'm like, yeah, he be there.
Oh, yeah. Faithful.
All right, Mike. I'm gonna let you go ahead and lead us into the conversation, man. Mike, man, go ahead, man.
You
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
let
yeah,
me?
yeah.
You gonna let
Yeah,
me
yeah.
start with the bullshit?
Yeah, go ahead, start with the bullshit. How about
Oh,
that?
all right. So I'm the one that talk all the shit. I'm the one who start all the nonsense. So I got some nonsense that I've been talking about. I want to see how you feel about this, and I'm just gonna start with this. Armor Advocate been getting on my damn nerves. Okay, he's been getting on my
Tell you, man.
goddamn nerves. Okay, he's been all over the place. He's been he got so much potential. This is why he's frustrating me because he got so much potential. I think he could be a very good edge rusher for the Atlanta Falcons. So for me and most of my contemporaries and most of the Atlanta Falcons fans, they believe that he's doing a little bit too much. So far as a fellow edge guy, what advice would you give to a guy that has so much potential as an armor educated?
Uh, for me personally, being an NFL player and understanding what it takes to get there and also what it takes to maintain being there, I wouldn't tell them shit. I'll tell them I'm happy for them. I'm glad that you got a position. And like I said, a lot of times you don't know the reason why people playing football, man. We always take it so like this dude do this, this dude do this. I'm like, man, some guys just need to get that to take care of their family. He might have come in here to try to be a Hall of Fame. He might have come in here to be a backup. He might have came in here just to say I made it to the NFL. He might even want to go do some other stuff. Went to Penn State, smart guy. Hell, got other stuff shit going on. Football ain't my whole life. So there's a lot of guys that I think we put so much pressure on these guys, but we don't understand their livelihoods. We don't understand what they're going outside. So for me personally, I'd be like, dude, keep doing your thing, man, and save that money because I think you got like 8 million already, so you're doing good. So keep doing your thing. So, and I ain't trying to say it in the wrong way, but if he was to come to me and ask me like, what can I do as a pass rusher? It's different. But judging somebody just because they might not be as good as we want them to be is not a
Mm-hmm.
good judgment for us as a people. And you know what I'm saying? Because like you know how many of these people. This dude ain't even from the country. He just came here and just balled out. So he just did his thing. So you gotta understand for him going because even when I did something for the IPP, it's the International Players thing, and a lot of these guys are from different countries. And I was telling them, man, y'all already the face of y'all country because look, you get a chance to go to the NFL. I mean, these guys from like Africa, they were guys from London, guys from all these kind of places, and me being like, I'm from Timminsville, South Carolina. I put Timminsville, South Carolina on the fucking map. I don't give a damn what you say. So you know what I mean. At the end of the day, we got to look at the success of what somebody really did. I don't feel like any guys are bust until I figure out what they want, what they're in the game for. Because for me personally, I felt like my career was a bust. I'm 13 all time. I had 133 in career sacks. I didn't win a Super Bowl. I didn't get an MVP. I didn't lead the league in sacks. But for me personally, that's what took me. So that's why I was crazy for the last like 6 or 7 years because I was like, man, I'll never get the opportunity to be that guy that I wanted to be. So I had to work on myself. Like, dude, you a winner. You achieved a lot in life, but you still focus on the stuff you didn't do compared to what you did. So for me, and I know I probably went too deep into the damn question, but for me, it's a little sensitive, bro. You know
Oh
what
yeah.
I'm saying?
It's all good.
No, we love that
Go
real
ahead and
shit.
humble
No.
Mad
Nah,
Mike.
man.
Go
Speak,
ahead
speak,
and
speak the
humble
truth,
him.
man. Speak the truth.
Hey man, you already tell him to humble me like damn. Everybody tell me to shut the hell up.
Nah, I'm
Now
gonna
you
tell
trying to tell me to shut the hell up. Hey,
Ebony and
I'm just saying.
Ivory.
I just love the bullshit. Everybody know I love the bullshit, so I gotta start with the bullshit. That's all.
But you kind of mentioned as far as the international players. How do you feel about the game and its global, like getting more global appeal now than it did before? Because I know right around earlier in your career they did have like the NFL Europe and stuff like that. But as far as where the NFL is now, and you got more international eyes on there, and they're expanding the game visually overseas. How do you feel about that?
Okay, you kind of broke up a little bit, but I think you
Oh,
was asking me about the international appeal of football now.
yeah, no,
Hmm.
I'll say how you feel about the NFL getting more global recognition.
Yeah, I can't hear nothing, man.
Oh
All I hear
Lord,
Uh-oh.
see,
It's
Can you hear me, John?
God, go ahead, do it for one.
Yeah, can you hear me, John?
Little bit.
Okay, K Styles was saying, how do you feel about
Might be my connection.
the fact that the NFL is getting global recognition right now?
Yeah, I think he just having
Says somebody getting recognition.
Yeah, the NFL
Yeah, I
getting
can hear you good.
global recognition.
Yeah, well, I think we always got global recognition, but now we're going to different places. There's so many streams of markets of players and people that want to be a part of the NFL now. I mean, even with y'all, like before we had the internet and stuff like this, we would probably be at a table just talking shit. But
Yeah.
now we can like literally y'all can sit in your room, I can sit in my room, you know, you can learn something about John Abraham can learn something about y'all. And it could be a more fan-friendly thing. Because there are fans that there are a lot of people that from America that have moved to other countries, but they don't have that base there now. But now they have that base now. And even if you looked at the game in London against the Jets game, you saw how many people were there. It was very amazing to see actually. And O.C. Umenyiora is like the head of that our whole international thing, and he's doing a great job there. I actually, like I said, I was working with them, and to see people that generally love football and want to be a part of it, like not like us. This ain't had nothing to do with money. It's just the fact that they wanted to try something new. It's kind of like the reason why I said I started sign language a long time ago before Metcalf started doing it. I was doing it way before then, but the stuff that you want to learn in life and be able to grab it now, even with soccer. Think about how soccer has transformed into like one of the biggest things in America now. Like you got black kids running out here trying to do soccer. Like you ain't never seen that before. I was like, boy, you want to be a soccer player. Hey, but you know the mom and dad, like that dude who got $1 billion in Saudi Arabia, you going you doing soccer, you ain't doing no football. So I get it, but it's just the attraction and I think for me, it took me a while to get used to the internet. It took me a while to get used because we old school, man. You know, like I ain't want nobody all my business. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, I don't need you to like my picture. Yeah. So, but I think it's definitely something that I'm proud of. I actually got to go to Japan. I think my second or third year, and to play in Japan, and it was definitely an experience because. First of all, we big black guys, so time you walk over there, think you do something. They was like, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" You know, but just having that experience and saying that's something I did, and also, like I said, seeing how many people from other countries are attracted to the sport now. Not even the physicality, but we just have so many characters and so many different ethnic, you know the word I'm saying, ethnicities that we had before, and it ain't just black and white now. You know, we got Mexicans, we got people from Europe, we got people from like Africa, we got everybody on, you know, we got everything in there now, you know. Cool. There you go. Cool. There you go.
I agree. I think because actually we was trying to do like a morning show because we looked at our demographic of who watches AFN, and we have international people, and you got to think about it. A lot of people are in the military. Some people have moved out the country, and we actually have a huge international Falcons fan base. I've seen Europe. I've seen all types of places that are coming into this and using this platform to broadcast and talk about. So it's kind of fun to hear their accents, get their viewpoints of how they feel about the football game, because, you know, soccer is international. That's big, but they don't talk about football, American football. So I think it's exciting to see that they are expanding out there, and it gives eventually it'll get those players as international a chance to possibly be able to be on the league and make it bigger, because football in America is huge, you know, American football. So I agree that I think I like the international parts of it, but of course waking up at 9 a.m. is kind of hard, but we got to get used to that. Some of these games be extremely early for those players, and we just got to make sure they're safe, though, for one thing, you know, when they go over there to these different countries. And that's one thing that's most important about that, you know, crossing those borders and things like that.
Nice. What you got, Don?
All right, this is a question I wanted to ask you for a minute.
Why you got all that damn blue? Never mind. I'm sorry.
Man, be quiet, man. Damn.
I think all this look messed up today, man.
All right. So, hey, this is a question I wanted to ask you. So you played under Al Grove, Herm Edwards, Jim Moore Jr., Mike Smith, and then you played under I forgot who was the coach.
Bruce Arians.
Bruce Arians, yeah, Bruce Arians. All right, which coach did you like the most, and which coach you couldn't damn stand?
Hey, you know it's funny you left one coach out, and I'm glad you did because you knew I was gonna probably coach.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, exactly.
Which coach did I leave out?
Don't worry about it, dog. You did it.
I said right. Al Grove, Herm Edwards,
No,
Jim Moore Jr.
Leave it alone, dog.
Leave it alone, dog. Leave it alone.
I'm saying you're good. You're good. like, bro, you so smart. You so smart. You left him off on purpose because you like that. You erased that from your mind. You're good. Oh, you 100. I'm telling you, this is not a bad thing. You did good, bro. I was just trying to be spot on, bro. That's all. You like, I don't know what, John. I'm glad you don't know, bro. You good. Trust me. And I think everybody who know who I'm talking about, they like, right, oh yeah. Somebody might send you a little tick. There you go. But nobody don't really like saying his name, bro. But now, I'll put it like this. First of all, I'm going to say it the professional way, then I'll give y'all my personal view. Professionally, I'm happy to always support a black coach, whatever going on, and especially in the NFL. And this was back when it was tough for, NFL coaches, when I had Herm Edwards, Al Grove. I didn't really get a chance to know Al Grove because it was only 1 year with him. Jim Moore, I was in love with him at first, but that lasted a year. Mike Smith was probably the one I had the longest tenure with. So Mike was like the dad I never had, and it sounds bad because I was in my 30s and stuff. But sometimes, even at an older age, it's still good to be able to have somebody to depend on, somebody that can tell you things about life. Because I tell a lot of people they don't understand it. This is my first time living life. The mistakes I've made are mistakes that I can't say somebody told me. Like, I ain't had a dad, I didn't have an uncle, it was just like John Abraham against the world most of the time. And I grew up in a house of all women, so not knocking you, Maggie, but my mom's named Maggie also. But Maggie ain't taught John shit. Like, my mom was just like, you was a boy, you got to learn on your own. My mom will tell you right now, I'm like, Mom, why you ain't never told me this? Like, you was a boy. Like, I had your sister and I had to worry about them. I'm like, well, thank you, Mom. I appreciate it. But this stuff that I've like, I'm redirecting my life now. If you really knew me back when I played, I was more of like trying to be a masculine man more. Like, and I ain't saying I'm feminine at all. I'm saying that I was trying to be, fuck a lot of girls. I was trying to drink a lot. I was trying to make everybody think I was invincible. I was trying to do all this stuff. I was still being a family man, but you gotta understand, I'm from the South. Like, from the South, like, we go to work. Like, we don't sit here and be trying to raise the kids. And I ain't trying to say it's right, wrong, and different, but I had kids, and I'm like, shit, I'm out here on the field doing my job. And I come here, I ain't coming home to do this. But now, I have my foot in my kids' life a lot more now because I have a lot more free time, so I do stuff like that. So that's why Mike Smith helped me, honestly. But Bruce Arians, he was great. My favorite was Mike just because of the tenure I had with him, just because I could walk into his office. Bruce was the same way. I only got 2 years with Bruce, but Bruce got me after a bad breakup. So Bruce got to scorn me, like the one that was still crying over Atlanta. Oh, Bruce, man, I don't know why they did me like this, Bruce. So I was a little bitch, man, but it is what it is. But I really didn't get to enjoy it zone like I wanted to. I did feel good about making the Pro Bowl when I went there because I wanted to slap y'all in the face. Because I felt like y'all slapped me in the face, so that felt good. But also, I can say as being a grown man now, I took it too damn personal when it's a business. That's why I was trying to tell y'all about AE. I'm like, it's a business, y'all. Like, at the end of the day, like, hell, y'all don't like going to work sometimes. You feel like y'all way better than what y'all doing. And also, the reason why you're on this podcast, you hoping somebody might see you the right way. Like, hey, let's get you on something else. So it is what it is. Like, I think everybody automatically see football players or people that are in certain sports that this is their final goal, and a lot of times it's not. A lot of times people have so much more, and like I used to sit in the locker room, and when you're in the locker room, it's no number besides your name. Like he makes 10 million, he makes 30 million,
Yeah,
he makes
you a
40 million.
player. That's your job.
Everybody's the same. And you'll
Everybody
sit
the
there
same.
and like some of my best teammates were like Chauncey Davis, like Jonathan Babineau, like these guys that I sat here and talked to because it's just like in anything in life, like with a job. You don't get along with everybody. You know what I'm saying? I might not go chill with Matt Ryan, but on the field, that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to chill with Roddy. Like some people I just didn't chill with, but that don't mean we weren't. Like when we came to work, we had to work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and clear the air. This is clear the air. That's Thomas Dimitroff's fault, man. We wanted you to stay, man. When we saw that you was gone, man, I was so.
I would say I'm gonna take the pressure off him because I'm being a grown up, and I went to treatment and all kind of stuff. I've been to therapy for 4 years. I don't drink no more. I'm being the authentic John Abraham. I wouldn't say it's Dimitroff's fault per se. I would say it's my fault because I said on a podcast before, I was a great player, but I was a terrible pro. Stuff I did, y'all probably heard about story about me in Magic City, Cheetah, all kind of stuff like that because that's where I used to go. But also that was my comfort zone. That was my comfort zone. I didn't have to instead of me being around Deion Sanders, around Matt Ryan, around people that were in the city to make the city better. I was around people that I was used to being around. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna hit here. I'm gonna go here. So there's a lot of stuff that people probably didn't know about that might have rubbed them the wrong way. So I'm gonna take my I guess credit for the reason maybe why I wasn't gone, but it still was a fucked up decision because I still was balling. So it was a fucked up decision on his part though.
Oh, we mad as hell still. We still trying to get a replacement for you, man. So
We still
you're
trying to
absolutely
find a
Yeah.
John Abraham type of player. Yeah.
I'm glad Mike brought that up. John, let me ask you a question, man. Based off of the games and the building of the organization that we did in the offseason and whatnot, what is this year and is this Falcons team thus far sort of reminiscent of how the Falcons got started in 15 and 16? The year we went to the Super Bowl.
Fuck no. Y'all had Matt Ryan. You had an established leader. Not saying Kirk Cousins is an established leader. Matt Ryan was a household name. You had Julio Jones. You do not have Julio Jones. You have Mooney. You have Drake London. You have Pitts. All three of them are not Julio Jones. And I'm just being real. Like Julio Jones was a staple of the Falcons, and Matt Ryan was great because of Julio Jones. If I was Matt Ryan, I'm buying Julio Jones a house, car, everything. And I'm not saying that to knock anything, but Julio was that man. And you seen when Julio left how things changed. And I'm just being real. And I love Matt. Like I love Matt to death. But like you gotta call a spade a spade. When we saw like the stuff that Julio did like I remember when I played for the Jets and Chad Pennington was begging for Lavernius Coles to come back because he knew Lavernius was that receiver he can depend on. It's kind of like even with now, Aaron Rodgers looking for his guy to come back now. Adams, he want Devontae to come back because certain quarterbacks know the reason they're great because they have receivers that can change their thing. About receivers went from making maybe $5 million a year, now they're making $25 to $30 million a year because they understand the importance of having a great receiver. Jamar Chase should be mad right now. I'll be pissed off too. Like y'all paid this dude, and I'm just gonna say you paid this dude like 50 million,
50 million.
50 years. And look, I ain't saying he ain't great, but take me out of the equation. And he balling this year too. I think it took him a game or two to, like just get all this stuff out, get out of my head. Now he just like, he doing his thing. So, but nah, this team here is a constructed team. They put a good team together. We got pieces from different places. Like Mooney was a great transition because we didn't know he was like that. Because they saying because of, but think about it, the quarterback he had in Chicago now is balling in Pittsburgh. So it's so funny how things work out for the right. But I think the biggest thing that's really helping Kirk now, first of all, from a player who come from injury, he got tired of motherfuckers saying, "Is he hurt?" I'm saying,
please say it again. Please say it again. Please say it again.
You out there playing, and you think you throwing the ball good, and and they like, man, he's still out there hurt. He's like, what the fuck are they talking about? Like, I'm 100%. like, no, it's a slap in the face, and people don't understand it's a slap. They making these excuses for you, like, damn, I'm playing that bad. They think I'm hurt. He like, shit, fuck this. So the last game against Tampa, I seen him, I don't want to say mature, but I seen him take that fuck it role. Like, okay, if I don't, okay, I'm gonna lose this job regardless. How I'm playing right now, I'm gonna lose this job to Penix if I keep doing like I'm doing. Like not getting no third downs, not scoring touchdowns last week. Before it's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go out and slang this bitch around. And that's what he did, and it looked so good. I was talking to Maria Martin, who I do 11 Alive with, and I was like, Maria, that motherfucker playing today, he just throwing it. I said, he's squeezing it in, and also people don't understand the confidence you get from your receivers. So some of them passes, I don't know the weeks before he would have made. He probably told Zach Robinson, like, look, Zach, man, I got to keep my job, my nigga. So I'm going to go out here and throw this bitch. Like, Mooney, y'all be ready, Pitts, be ready. I'm going to squeeze that thing in. I don't care if we got an inch, we got a quarter. I'm getting that jump in that thing. Because I saw a different confidence in him. And I think it really because he was just like, fuck it. Like, I'm tired of hearing all these people say this. I'm tired of it. Because, like, even it's the beginning of the year, but you seen it faltering. You can see people start. I was at the game. They want nobody at Tampa game, and I'm mad at the fans for that. They want nobody at this game. But you can see people already giving up. Like, people were giving up. They're like, all right, we don't know what we're going to get. Like, we tired of these blood, what the blood pressure birds. He's like, we tired of them. So we trying to worry about, like, and I was like, man, ain't nobody at Tampa game. Nobody don't think we can win this game. I was like, now for real, I'm like, sick. They wasn't. I saw a lot of red in the seats, and I was like, Daddy, because you know you're supposed to wear red and all that stuff. I said, oh, those are damn seats.
So, John, I want to ask you then, because you brought something up. You know, now social media is huge in it. You know, a part of how we go through everyday life. I think back when it wasn't so major, you might have seen news articles about, okay, is he hurt still? But you said something right there. You know, the whole time before Kirk Cousins came up in here, it's like, oh, he's nursing an injury. How good is he gonna be? You know, with Kyle Pitts, we don't see him getting anything. What's going on with him? Is he, so it's even more broadcast when it is the media now. Now you got fans tagging them on social media and at them. He's a buzz. He's this. He's no good. To me, I feel like they're listening to these things. They're seeing these things. And yes, you're an athlete. You know what you're doing. But I feel like it affects them in a way because especially when you say you don't see nobody in the seats and it's like, where's the support? I feel that crowd participation and that, being supportive of your team, that makes a big deal. Those boys was out there celebrating. They was high-fiving. It was the locker room was like it was a Super Bowl win. Right. That's the type of energy we like to see from these players. But us as fans, we have to do our parts and be there for these guys also to want to perform as well.
Exactly what I motherfucking said. No, but for real, I remember when I played for Atlanta, and one thing I can always tell anybody, the reason why I chose Atlanta over the other teams I could have went to was just because of the black support I had. Like, and I know it sounds bad, and I'm not trying to be racist at all, but you gotta understand, I went to a small school in Timorsville, South Carolina, then I went to University of South Carolina, then I went to the New York Jets, so then I came to Atlanta. I played here when I was with the Jets, and I was just like, man, I would love to just show all these mugs. Like, I want to just be like, I want to be crunk like they be crunk. Like, so, when I got the opportunity to come here, I said, I'm definitely coming here. But I can say, as a black people now, when you start losing, sometimes we will not come. We ain't going to spend our $50, $60 to come watch nobody play no trash. So I do understand that. I get that. So, but there's so much support. Like, when I walk around the city, people still, John, what's up, man? It's still like living in Atlanta and being a player, being a entertainer or anything, because being a football player is probably the smallest thing to be in Atlanta. They got so many entertainers here. You can walk around and see. Think about it. You got T.I. You might see T.I. at the Publix one day and just be like just chilling because he at home. Like, y'all home people are really home people. So being a part of this city is just good. And I'm saying, like, Arthur Blank is doing a good job. Like, every game I've been to so far, he got every entertainer in there possible. I think we had Young Jock last week.
Yep, we did.
We had T.I. I think we had T.I. and his daughter came. I think Candy was there. She sung the national anthem. I mean, so he did a good job, and it was a lot more celebrities there. But I'm just trying to touch the ones.
Desi Banks be there every week.
Those
guys, yeah.
So he do a good job of trying to support the city. So we want the fans to come, because y'all ain't just getting a football game. Y'all gonna get a show too. You're gonna get to see that look. You're gonna see that rapper. You're gonna be swagging and surfing. You're gonna be doing all that. I didn't know there was 10 niggas in that group. I'm like, can I get that swag? I'm like, man, like 8 of these mothers.
And then shout out to the media team, though. They've been doing a heck of a job. Like I don't know who's behind. Well, I used to know what's her name. We had her on the show to interview. But she, like, whoever's still in charge of that media team, they've been amazing with these posts and things like that. So everybody is basically saying this feels like the old era with the Falcons when the excitement was out there. And you could tell that the fans are excited about this team. So even though they, are probably still in development, I can say that on down the line, you can't go backwards. We can only go forward as fans.
Yes.
Question for you. You mentioned Arthur Blank, and a lot of people are under the impression that he's not one of those owners that truly support the fan. And me, I just like I've been there with the Taylors, the Rankins, the Smith, Taylor and Rankin Smith. Those guys, were pretty bad. So can you tell from a player standpoint, of why it's so good to have an owner at your disposal?
When I was with the Jets, I was with Woody Johnson. I don't even think he knew my name. When I came to Atlanta, I thought that Arthur was going to be fake because I was so used to even when I went to college, like the head coach, he was all in my ass when I was like trying to get there. When I got there, it was just like whatever. Arthur is the same, man. Arthur will come give you a handshake, hug you, ask you how your family doing. And the stuff you see at the games are not the same. Like you see him like when he was pushing Vic, you see him when he like give like Matt Ryan a hug, and then you see him with Matt Ryan kids. That is not show. When you turn the camera off, that's the same guy. Like I promise you can see him. Like I'll walk into the facility, he'll see me, hey John, how you doing? Hug me, ask me how my mom doing, and everything. He is just he's a different code than the people that I were used to. So when I came here, even now, like being in his 80s, he's still that same guy. Like he goes to every press conference. Like every time I go to an event or something, I'll see him pop up, and I'm looking like, how is he here? Like, dude, this dude's a billionaire. Why is he at this little function? Like, just like there may be like 20 people here, and he'll come in and just. I'm dead serious, man. And this is stuff that people don't see about him. And his name is like plastered all over Atlanta, but he deserves it. The new hospital and the things he do. But I'm saying like the stuff y'all see him on the sideline. This is not just a financial investment for them. This is a personal investment. This is something that he loves, and this is something that he shows love to. Like I said. When I see him after the game at the pressers, listening to the people, listening to the guy, listen to Raheem, listen to Mike Smith, listen to all the other coaches. So after that, he'll come and sit. Like after a loss, after a win, he'll sit there and see what the people he's paying are saying about his team because he wants to make his team better. Like that's the kind of stuff that you don't see with a lot of other guys. You might see him in the press box during the game, and you might see him at training camp. But just look around when you're seeing you might see an article and see some guy at some hospital. You might see Arthur Blank pull up in his truck, come say hey to everybody. And you be like, wow, he took time out of his day to come and just speak to people that maybe not even know him. Like people just know you've seen the name, but he like to put his face with his name. And all the stuff he's doing is generally from his heart.
Yeah, I kind of can tell what type of person Arthur Blank is just from being a little kid growing up here. Eagle Ranch, not up there in Flower Branch that I attended for a couple of years. And then also, I'm an educator here. I work for APS. I teach here. And there's, sometimes they have Falcon Fridays, and sometimes he pull up, him and Freddie Falcon and a couple of Falcon players. And I'm like, you a billionaire. You really don't got to do all this, but he do it.
I think, especially, yes, this is what he loves. Of course, we definitely want a Super Bowl here, but I just feel like his community service, what he gives back to our community. I think, especially with the hospital opening, I have a autistic son. So children's hospitals is huge for me, so giving back to where, we're spending our hard-earned money anyway, like the hurricane relief fund and things like that. That's major thing, especially in the community that he invests his money into. the underprivileged and things like that. To me, he is building a legacy, outside and beyond just the sport of things. He wants his name to be out there to say he is actually an owner that cares about the people, along with you buying tickets and attending these functions and things like that. He wants to make a difference and leave something behind for his family to come, for other families to really, truly appreciate, because we don't have owners that give a damn. They just care about the numbers and Vegas. So I feel like Arthur really, truly do care. I definitely feel that way.
Right.
Ooh.
Oh
All right,
yeah, you work at Scottish, right? Okay, Eric. So you get what I'm saying about that one. It's big to me, with with a daughter that has a heart condition and things like that. Little things like that makes a huge difference in my life. Definitely. Go ahead, K Styles.
I'm about to say, can y'all hear me? Can you hear me right?
Yeah.
Sound better now. What the hell happened? Welcome back.
See, he's already part of the family. You see the growth. All right, man. Hey, man, I'm about to say, what do you think about Grady Jarrett in his career in Atlanta so far, man?
Grady Jarrett is another staple of this community. Playing at Clemson, which is right up the road, coming to Atlanta and playing the same place your father played. It's almost like a storybook story, but there's ups and downs with relationships in life, and I think it's a great story on resilience. I think it's a great story on professionalism. I think it's a great story on how life does that, complete circle sometimes. Grady Jarrett will always be known as one of the greatest, and probably greater than his father, because with the media now and all the stuff, Grady Jarrett is one of the guys that, I seen his big old face on the thing. I was born in Grady, that big old face. I was like,
Yeah.
That's a huge deal. I'm a Grady baby. That's a huge deal.
So that's what I'm saying. You think about getting it. The reason why I kind of chose Atlanta, because it's closer to home. Because I wanted people like from South Carolina to see John Abraham and know that it's okay to be good. It's okay to be great. It's okay to put yourself in different situations. I tell my homeboys all the time, just because we was born in Timorsville, just because we was born in Lamar, that don't mean, like, think about it. You've been, like, a lot of my friends in the military. I said, y'all got to start giving gratification for the stuff that you've done in life. And that's what I'm doing now. Like, for me now being 46 and thinking about how much stuff I've done for the world and, and how much stuff the world has done for me, I think that's a big thing that we really don't embrace in life. And I think Grady embraces that. Like, I think he embraces, like, because you never hear him about getting in trouble. You always hear him about doing community stuff. You always see him doing good things. You don't see him shine away and trying to be that guy because you're in Atlanta. I was the guy that trying to do all. I was trying to hang with all Atlanta people. This one we had trap music just popping and stuff, so I had to be in the club. I had to, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. And also you got to give his mom a lot of credit too. I think we don't give our moms, because I hear a lot of people. And I hate this when people say, I came from nothing, I came from the mud, and I'm like, I can't say that because my mom did her best. So I don't ever like saying that, because I think if I say that, I'm directly talking shit about my mom.
Yeah.
Even because it's kind of like if somebody came to you, Mag, and it was like, who raised you, motherfucker?
Exactly. Exactly.
When somebody people don't even understand that's a straight slap in the face of your parent. Like when somebody say, who raised you? Like, who raised me? What you trying to say? My mom raised me wrong? Nah, this is me. Don't blame me.
Right.
Like, the bad stuff I do ain't got nothing to do with her. She tried to raise me the best she can. So that's when when people tell me that, you might as well get ready to fight, bro. Like, who raised you? Hold on, player. Hold on now.
I'm glad you said that, because I'm glad, because we do get a lot of flack as moms, and I have my own kids with different personalities, and they are growing up to be their own individual people. I have siblings that had grown up and they chose a different life. We might have been raised exactly the same, but it's our own responsibility and accountability we got to take in how we're going to run our life. So yeah, she helped, but once you get to that adult stage and you in Magic City all weekend, that's a you problem right there.
Not Magic.
Every kid is different. Every kid is different. You can raise them and teach them to do different things, but at the end of the day, they're going to be their own person. For instance, like one of my sons, he like cornflakes. Who the hell eat cornflakes with no sugar in it?
Hey,
with no. Oh, he's like,
there's nothing wrong with
What's
cornflakes.
wrong with
There's
you?
nothing wrong with cornflakes.
Chill out. Bro.
You hating on
said
cornflakes
cornflakes, no
too?
sugar.
Come
Cornflakes, no
on,
sugar.
You are 80s baby. You talking about you
wait,
like nigga? That's all we have with cornflakes.
But we put
We didn't
sugar.
have all
No,
that.
no,
fried
pause,
chicken
pause.
with cornflakes.
But we put sugar on them. This kid don't put no sugar on them. Just
Shit,
straight.
Well, he might be from Buckhead. That's all. He just might be
He
from
gotta be
Buckhead.
from Buckhead, like,
Might be from
we didn't have a lot. We didn't have a lot, and sometimes all I had was them bland ass cornflakes.
Look,
Some sugar on
and
them.
Cheerios.
look. We ate cornflakes and we were thankful.
No, we couldn't use all the sugar. Like, look, you use all the sugar, you ain't gonna have enough for the Kool-Aid. So we had to eat that shit bland.
My folks, look, you get 2 scoops of sugar. That's it.
Look. You crush them cornflakes up and put them on fried chicken when you ain't got no cornmeal. Trust me, I've been there. I've been there.
That's a struggle.
Ain't no shame, man. Ain't no shame.
Wow. We went from a serious moment to cornflakes.
Cornflakes.
What are we doing here?
Because of
We were
done.
talking about every kid.
Let me ask y'all a question.
I know.
Let me ask y'all a question. We talking about cornflakes. Okay. I didn't know until I got to college that you don't put cornflakes, you don't put bread, and you don't put certain things in the refrigerator. But we had so many roaches, we had to put that in the refrigerator.
John, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm 46 years old and I still put it in the refrigerator because
I take light bread and I put it in the refrigerator. People like that don't go in the refrigerator. I'm like, shit.
No, we did. We did. We had a lot.
If it wasn't canned good, if it wasn't canned good, it went in the refrigerator.
No, I stayed at I stayed next to Carver Home at Lakewood Village, and you're talking about roaches. Bro, we had roaches roaches would climb in your ear and tell you hello. Okay, we talking about those types of damn roaches. So we had to put down there everything in the refrigerator. So trust me, I know what you're talking about.
Either the refrigerator or the oven or the microwave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, the oven wasn't safe in my house. When Jeezy said hit the kitchen light, cockroaches everywhere. That was my life. I used to be like, click. I'm like, oh. We couldn't do no refrigerator.
You can't have company over type of roaches. It's like,
Oh no, everybody had.
You can't spend night.
Everybody
sit on the porch. Everybody sit on the porch.
People didn't care. Like people didn't care. Everybody had roaches where I came from. So it like you had a roach, you thought something was wrong. Like they ain't got no roaches. I don't know what's wrong with this.
Look, that's just the kind where you sitting there having a conversation. He walk across the TV, you just pretend like you ain't see it. You just keep right on the move.
It ain't never bothered me. I thought everybody had.
I do have a question though. You said something about just being here and you liking the culture of Atlanta. Now you pretty much have communication with our GM, our coach. We are feeling like this culture has begun to change a bit as far as we have a lot of people like really on time where they just want to actually play for us now. We haven't had that in a long time where we had players sitting there petitioning, I want to be a part of the Falcons. Hey, sign me up, call me. There's a different energy here in Atlanta that I feel that, yes, we are developing, but I feel like something is brewing in the future as far as players actually wanting to be here. GM actually doing his job and getting people good players and replacements, and they're taking care of the cap space. I felt like he was brought in to make sure that we take care of that, and we're making smart decisions. Now, of course, I ain't gonna say they perfect. There's a lot of questionable things I'm saying about this front office, but from what I'm seeing in the draft and everything else, free agency, I'm happy at what I'm seeing so far as the improvement in the team. How you feel about the culture with Atlanta?
I think what you touched on the most is the social part of it is bigger than it was now with Tyler Perry having the studios and people are being able to come here and further their careers after football. You know, like with the TNT. You know, like when Shaq then was go on TV and stuff. You have so much other stuff that you can do, and also people want to act. People want to do podcasts. People want to do things, and Atlanta is dead center of everything you want to see. Whether it's reality shows, whether it's anything like literally anything you want to touch on. It's almost like the East Coast LA. I mean, it's real.
Yeah.
Like if you want to get a name now, if you're a good player and you have an attraction, any kind of attraction, whether it's being funny, whether you're good looking, whether it's I'm a good athlete. This is one of the best places to market yourself because like especially with the rappers now and they love doing cameos with people and there are a lot more athletes that are into music now and making more money and Atlanta is definitely the music like mecca now. When it comes to music, before it was people thought it was New York. Then Atlanta was busting on the scene right when I got here, like in 06. It was just like it was heavy. I remember the building I live in now. I mean, T.I. lived here, Jeezy, BMF was in here. Like it was a cultural thing then, and it was just like everybody was building. Like it was crazy because I'm thinking about how all these people were just in this one building. And now all of them now like grown ass men, like we're in our 40s and shit. All of us were like 25, but we were trying to get to know how to do things. Now people want to come here because everyone knows how to do it now. Like the people that grew up in the 70s now are the people that are running stuff. So a lot of people are coming here because they want to be under those people because, like I said, the social media thing and the different stuff that is more marketable now than ever been probably. Like being from Atlanta, especially with the housewives and all the other stuff they got going on with the social media stuff. People come here just to do that. My friend just gave me a script because I'm thinking about trying acting. I'm like, wow, I ain't got nothing else to do. And if I'm bad at it, oh well. At least I can say I shot my wad. Like the worst thing to do in life, you can do stuff like when I told you I do sign language, I do like salsa, I do like back in school. There's so many opportunities for us to get better as people, but we just don't take it because we feel like we might fail. There's no point in doing that in life. I mean, you got to burn your wire. Like when you leave this earth, you want to say, "I did it all. I tried it all." You know what I'm saying? Certain things that I don't want to try, and I ain't going to. But certain things, you can go online and literally learn how to do certain things.
I got a question for you. This probably y'all probably gonna be mad at him when I say this, but there's a certain trend going around. Can I ask you whether or not you've been to one of these Diddy parties?
Oh Lord, no, Mike. We are not.
I was gonna say something like that.
It's a valid question. When
I'm just asking.
That's a valid. Let him answer.
That's literally a valid question. I can say I've never been to one of his parties. I have been to a party, but not those parties. Like this is like 2000. This is like 2000, 2001 when Sean John was just hitting. And if I was in one of those parties, I wouldn't tell y'all motherfuckers anyway.
Exactly. None of your business.
All these people out here snitching and stuff, like it's supposed to be one of these freak offs. It's a freak off. You don't supposed to talk about it. Like it's supposed to be like, I did some shit I ain't supposed to do last night, y'all. I messed up about it. Everyone else, all five of us, all six of us can say that we did some shit that we ain't want to do, and we woke up in the morning like, man, I drank too much, guys.
We talked about that briefly. Yeah.
I don't know if I won't go down.
But it's funny though, because the owner of the Jets does own Johnson & Johnson. That's baby oil.
Wow, I didn't know. Wow.
I know. I'll stick to lotion. Nope.
Nope.
Well, John, this is pretty much what AFN is. We just don't hold back, and you sure you've been watching it, but look, we don't care. Like we want you to be as comfortable as you want to be, but a lot of people are definitely appreciating your, just your wisdom and motivation. A lot of people don't know. I was going through some mental things a couple of years back that I was pretty much just out of my mind at a point. And I hit up John Abraham. I don't know why. I think I seen a post of his that he was dealing with some things himself. And I was like, I'm gonna get in his inbox. And John he never turned me away. He talked to me. I looked at my messages in the past. I was like, I was blowing this man up, but it helped me get through my own mental health. I'm still dealing with it, but I better manage it and things like that. I might outburst sometime on social media. That's what I do. But
I'm the
Michael,
punching bag. I'm the punching bag.
you're
So
the
just
punching
so
bag. But
everybody knows.
John used to send me all types of motivational quotes, and that's why it has been a long time coming to have him on the show. It's just
Yeah,
I keep
thank
forgetting
you.
to ask him.
Thank you.
I ain't gonna lie.
But I would say it like this. I think with me helping you, it probably help you help someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Like they say, you give because I was broken too. I was in a bad place too, but it was just like I think a lot of sometimes people that are hurt need to help people to help themselves. A lot of stuff I was telling you, I had to tell myself. I even tell people all the time. I said, I wish I would talk to myself like I talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
Like the product y'all seeing now is the I don't give a fuck shit. Like
Yeah.
it's kind
There
of
you
like
go.
when I told you about when I was talking about Kirk Cousins, it was like, man, it's either do or die. Like I
Yeah.
can sit here and like try to be perfect or do this and do that, or I can like throw myself in the fire and see if I get burned. And I'm getting burned. And I love it. I love it. I love fucking up. I love messing up. I love saying that I did it compared to me sitting at home and bitching about, dang, I ain't good enough to do this. If you ain't good enough to do it, God would have told you to get your ass over there. Like all the
Mm-hmm.
stuff that like everything, like everybody on this podcast right now, at one point y'all might have felt like, man, I want to do it, but I don't know, I might not be clicking like that. I might not do this.
That's me.
Fuck that shit. Do it, man. Just do it. And if you bad, you bad. Hell, nobody gonna like you anyway. They ain't gonna like you if they don't see you. They ain't gonna like you if they see you. So why the fuck do you let them see you then? Shit, like
Exactly.
Hey,
But
but you know what, John?
that's
We counsel each other in our own unique way. And I got a phrase and a moniker that I live by. I love being the bad guy. Being the bad guy is so freeing.
yeah.
When you're not
But
worried
you
about what
ain't even.
everybody else think, it is
But
so
honestly,
freeing.
you ain't even being the bad guy. You just being
Mm-hmm.
yourself. You know
you
what I'm
just
saying?
being
Like
yourself.
sometimes you just being
There you
yourself,
go.
and people just because people can't handle that part of you doesn't mean that you're wrong. And I think, like, okay, when you can't look in the mirror, that's when you got to start worrying. Like
Yeah.
I was at the point in my life when I was talking to Maggie, I couldn't look in the mirror at myself because I ain't knew the
Mm-hmm.
person. I used to look in the mirror and when they say that song, The Man in the Mirror, I never really knew it until I looked in the mirror one day and I looked and I was like, dude, who the fuck is that? And I'm literally like, I didn't know who I was seeing and I was like, I gotta get better. And that's when I just started, I started on my process and I started doing stuff. And honestly, you got to, and I'm telling people like the self-care is probably the biggest thing. Whether it's taking a shower, whether it's dressing nice, whether it's wearing your hair a certain way, self-care got to be an everyday thing. So when you walk out the house, you feel 100% about yourself. Like I don't care if you like wearing white beater every day, wear that white beater till you uncomfortable doing it. If you got a black shirt and people said I hate that he wear black all the time, you always wear that black shirt. Wear that fucking black shirt till you comfortable doing something else. Do what makes you feel comfortable and step into your light. Don't worry about somebody saying, well, he don't wear a suit, he don't do this. This is what I'm comfortable in. Would you rather have me here or not have me here? Because a lot of
Right.
times if you're not comfortable in your skin, you're not going to want to go to places. So make sure that you're comfortable in what you do and just man up. Like even Maggie, man the fuck up. Like I know you ain't no man, but man the fuck up. Like
Oh
it is
no.
what
Oh
it is.
look.
Like
No,
we ain't
I'm
got shit
I'm
else to
a
do.
But,
Like we
but
can shit. You can sit here and bitch all day about what you can't do and can't do, but if you ain't doing shit at all, what's the point? Don't
mm-hmm.
bitch. All of us feel the same way. I know. I don't even know y'all, but all feel the same way. Don't bitch to me if you ain't gonna do it. Like
right.
don't sit here and say that, oh, I can't be a good father, I can't do this, I can't do this. If you ain't even gonna try, don't fucking tell me about it then. Now
Right.
if you're trying to tell me how to do it, I got you. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
if you're gonna sit here and tell me nah, don't talk to me, man. You bringing me down, man.
Look,
Don't bring
an
me down.
educator. Look, I've been an
Look.
educator. I've been an educator for 14 years. My technique is very unorthodox. But guess what? Every year my kids grow, my students grow. They learn.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
my thing is, I know some people back there, oh, you dress different or you talk different and you approach it. But the thing is, the kids, they love me and they gonna learn something
Yeah.
each year.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I dealt. I told Mike and it a long time ago. I dealt with depression as a teenager, so I know what it is to be locked in a room with, no light. You don't want to be bothered. Family members don't know what's wrong with you, and my uncle helped me get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I can wholeheartedly understand where you and Maggie come from, because I was that person. I was a little younger, but I was that person. That's why now Mike and them know. Look, I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't give a shit. You, like you said, you either gonna like me or you ain't.
You're not.
That's it.
It is what it is.
So I want to ask this question because I'm about to head out here in a second. I'm looking. I attended the game this past Thursday, the Ring of Honor, and I had a conversation with some people that were sitting around me, and I brought up your name as the next person that should be inducted into the Ring of Honor. I know we talked about the Hall of Fame, and you will get there. You will get there for sure. But as the next person to be inducted in the Ring of Honor, it has to be you, no doubt. Because my thing is, when some people say, well, he ain't played here long enough. I'm like, he played here longer than Dion, and Dion in the Ring of Honor.
That part, yeah.
That.
Well, I think obviously, I think I should be. I mean, that's just common sense. I ain't gonna sit before. If you would talk to me, I kind of always like to downplay stuff. Well, I ain't good enough to be in the Hall of Fame. Well, I ain't good enough to be in the Ring of Honor. I'll put it like this. I only made one Pro Bowl. I led the team in sacks pretty much every year, though. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I can say that I don't, but it's hard because it's like, nah, I do. I'm like, I balled the fuck out when I was here. I'm like, now if you want to talk about my off the field stuff and maybe some stuff like that, yeah, maybe he's not the kind of guy we want to have in there, and I get that, and I'm okay with that. But also, I'm so well respected in Atlanta. It doesn't really matter if my name in there or not. It will feel good for my family. It will feel good to, like when I walk in there, my kids can see their dad name in there when they go to a game or whatever. But at the end of the day, like the respect I get from you guys is, and I'm not even trying to like downplay it. Oh, hell yeah, I want to be in the Ring of Honor. But having respect, when I walk around Atlanta, people still remember me. And it's like, I mean, like people still be like, John, I got hair now. So I'm like, damn, people still remember me. People be like, I'll walk around, people be like, hey, John, man. And people in Atlanta will want to talk to you about it. Like, hey, man, you should be in the Ring of Honor. And I'm like, yeah, I appreciate it, man. And that means a lot because, like, the stuff I was going through 4 years ago, I couldn't see it. I couldn't tell myself that I was good enough for it. I couldn't accept the grace. I couldn't accept the gratification of people telling me, no, John, you deserve this. You deserve the Hall of Fame. You deserve this. And I'm looking at my numbers. I had to literally take my name off the back of my jersey and watch the motherfucker play. I'm like, that dude was a fucking beast. Like, I don't know who he is. Like, you can literally take the number off that back and just watch me play. You'll be like, nah, that dude was good. Like, period. Like, and that's just me being like, not biased because it's me and not, I'm saying, like, just look at the numbers of this guy. Like just take my numbers and take the White Freeman numbers. You'll think you had the exact same player. Like, literally, you'll be like, this is the exact same player, but, he didn't win a Super Bowl. He didn't lead the league in sacks. There are a lot of stuff that they can throw in there. But at the end of the day, if you're talking about numbers and you're talking about a person's, like, a person's, like, not a team, we're talking about a person's, yeah, but I mean, personally, this dude had a hell of a career. Now, if you're talking about the teams he were on, no, he didn't get a Super Bowl. He didn't do this. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. And I'm happy that I'm able to be on this with you guys and be able to talk, because people don't understand, like, I had social anxiety my whole life until I was done with football. And so alcohol was my coping mechanism to talk to people. So if I had to go that's why I didn't do events when I was here, because I always felt like people didn't really want to see me. I wasn't Deion Sanders. I wasn't Matt Ryan. I wasn't Julio Jones. I wasn't these guys that I felt like were, holier than me or whatever. Like, dude, like, in your own right, you was a good player. And then I started seeing players that didn't do as much as me getting all this gratification. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Like, nah.
I'm worth it.
I'm sitting here. I'm like, I know that motherfucker.
I know this.
I'm like, man, wipe your eyes and get the hell up out of here and start talking to people and seeing what people got going on. Like you only got to touch one person. You don't got to touch the whole world.
I got one question for you, man. During that time, you say, when you was going through your Maggie and I kind of following you and kind of looking at the messages that you put out there. One of the things that I thought that was great coming from somebody was this. You're a role model whether you like it or not, and that's something for me, man. Like it's hard for me to even say it. Cause K-Style, these guys always tell me, it's like sometimes I get people calling me 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock. Like, man, what the fuck are you calling me for? I'm trying to go to sleep. So like as far as that is concerned, what made you say, all right, I'm going to get on social media and I'm just going to try to open up? Like, what was that? What was that thing that kind of got you out of that?
I was tired of being a bitch. and I couldn't tell people that I wanted to like people personally because you said I am a role model. I do have people thinking that I'm Superman. I do have people that feel like that. Like even my sister told me, my kids told me, like, Dad, you were like a little Superman. You never got hurt. You never did this. You never do this. You always do this. Like you never cry. You never do this. I'm like, shit. I'm human. I got to break down because like it was to a certain point. I just wanted everybody to know at once, and I think people don't understand the transparency saves so many more people. Like telling people I went through suicidal stuff, telling people that I'm not happy about myself, just telling people I have a problem with this, then they can't pick at you. They can't shoot shit at you. Like you can say, oh, well, he just like, okay, I told you that. Like, you know, you trying to throw something back at me that I gave you credit for. So don't even try that. So for me, and also every one of us are role models to somebody. And that's what we got to understand. Whether you're a bad role model or a good role model, because my dad was a drinker. So I became a drinker when I was in my 22. But when I drink, I want to drink like my dad drink. I want to be like that. I want to be drinking. I want to be the life of the party because that's how my dad was. Even though he wasn't in my life, every time I saw him, he was drunk. And you gotta understand, my mom always used to tell me, don't be like your dad. Don't be like your dad. Don't be like your dad. But then I started drinking, so I'm like him. You know what I'm saying? Like some stuff, you know, some stuff in us, we don't know where it comes from. You know, like why we act this way. Like why does my mind take me this? But I think the biggest thing for anybody is always be open about when you're in a bad situation because, you know, especially being black men and also with black women, maybe not as much, but it's right there. We don't like telling people that we're weak. We don't like telling people there's something that we can't handle. We don't like I think with the black community, we're the only people that joke the most about our pains to get through it. You know, like if somebody got roaches in their house, we'll crack a joke. Your mama got diabetes, we'll crack a joke. You know, your car ain't what, you'll crack a joke. You can't pay your rent, we'll crack a joke because we're so used to being in such hard times. Yeah, it's like we can sit here and dwell in, or we can make light of what we is. At least we got friends with us, so we can joke about it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a strength, but also that's a weakness sometimes because we get so used to it. Like I have so many black male friends that are going through it now, but you will never know because they're so used to joking. Like I told my friend that I was suicidal, and I told him I quit drinking. He said, "Man, I ain't no quitter." I said, "I can't be." I told him that because I told him I knew that he wasn't strong enough to be in the light that I was in at that time because he was still making a joke, and I was trying to be like straight up, like, bro, I'm bad, like, bro. Yeah. I told him, and I knew I was like, and for me, I was like, I can't. Like we still cool, but I can't be friends with him now because he ain't on the same level I am. You know what I mean?
Sometimes we do got to make them changes in our surroundings as well because we do have enablers. We have people that will keep you in that bad circle too. So sometimes you do have to change your, you know, surroundings and things like that. But I'm gonna say this for, you know, what I can say that with you just being public about it and open about it, it is changing a lot of lives and a lot of people. Actually, the athlete alone, but just being that you are human, you know, a lot of people don't understand when people are available and will, like you said, Office Blank. He's a people person. He'll talk to you. He'll shake your hand. The fact that someone's in your inbox and saying, "Hey, I need a little bit of attention," and you actually respond and you're making your post about when you was going through some things, he was ill. Too. He admitted that he was going through something publicly, and that made people like, "Wait a minute." He's actually human here. He's a real person. I can connect with him and I can relate to him. And I think if anything, that's going to be one of your biggest stories right there, that you overcame those things and you're still pushing and going, because there's a lot of people with CTE right about now. So many are losing their ways and didn't have that opportunity to get help and things like that. So, of course, I know the NFL has, you know, their thing that they're doing to research and protection, you know, with the helmets and things like that. But you're speaking for somebody that, you know, are overcoming some things that you might have had challenges with being a professional athlete, you know, and that's just how I feel.
Well, John, that basically you just turned your pain into purpose. And with that purpose, you decided to make a difference for everybody. And that's what, in my opinion, not trying to say you better than anybody, but in my opinion, that puts you on above a lot of others, because a lot of people like to take what they do good, be it sports or entertainment, and they surround themselves and say, well, I'm good here. Who are you? You actually did that, dealing with stuff on the inside, and decided, hey, I need to reach out because it could be somebody else that's going through what I'm going through. That
Mhm.
you making a difference. You don't even know in passing how many times you talk to somebody, how many lives you save that you will never know about.
I got a question, and this is the craziest thing that this one just said this because one of the people that were going through, and this is why like this guy can never do anything wrong, do any wrong in regards to Maggie and myself. Is that during that time, man, I had lost my mom
Mhm.
and Maggie. She was going through so much at the same time, and um I could like I grew up just loving tennis matches. Like me playing the quarterback position and then was wide receiving cornerback. Um Terrence Matthews was one of those guys for me that was just like, all right, this is my dude. And for him to kind of embrace like this guy, like he came to us. He came to me. He came to Maggie and said, you know, we're gonna pray for you. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking to myself, like, hold on, whoa, whoa, whoa. You talking about one of the greatest Falcons players of all time? He wants to come to us
Mm-hmm.
and help us and pray for us. So the thing that you're doing right now, John, do not think for 1 second that people are not they don't respect it, they don't love it, because you can literally save somebody's lives just,
Mhm.
just by saying the smallest thing like that. And like I said, Terrence Mack is one of the most he's one of the most the greatest people you can ever see. So you're doing
Exactly.
exactly what you're doing, bro.
Appreciate it,
Right.
appreciate it. But like I said, I think most of all, just be your genuine self. And I think I fought with being my genuine self my whole life because I'm a very caring person, and being an imp is like the worst thing in life. Like having empathy for people and caring, and like I got shitted over so many times for helping people, man. It got to the point that I got defensive, and like the end of my life, I started getting defensive, and I started pushing people away that I cared about because of the situation. But I think one story, and this is probably the story that helped me like got rid of all my suicidal stuff. This was probably 3 years ago, no, 2 years ago. Damn, my daughter is in eighth grade. She's in 10th grade now. But I was sitting at her graduation, and they were talking about a student. They was giving out the principal award. And they talked about how the student always comes to school happy. The student plays sports. The student does this, and the student does this. And they said that Yumi Abraham. And I'm telling you, it hit me so hard, man. I was like, man, that's why I'm here. Because I take her to practice. I pick her up from school. You know what I'm saying? And if I wasn't there, like, if I would have did what I was going to do, like, years ago, like, the stuff they saying, like, what has been here? You know what I'm saying? Would she have been able to smile to come to school? Would she be that person that, everybody, like, I mean, so it hit me hard, man. I was like, they said her name, because this is a big school. She go to North Atlanta, so and my daughter to be chosen from all those kids, I was just like, man, dude, I did it. And it wasn't even like one of these getting a sack. It wasn't like winning in the NFL, but it was just like, man, that was it. That's enough. I'm like, I think that right there was enough because, for my daughter, it probably just like, oh, it ain't nothing. I'm over here like, I'm trying to hold my crotch out in the car. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, I'm like, but that little thing and like everything that I was worrying about in life, everything that I was focusing on about myself just pretty much just went away. It was just like, you know what, whatever you're doing is right. You can do anything you want to do right now, bro. Like anything, I don't care if you fail, like just take your ass and do it because you don't know who's watching. Like whether it's your daughters, whether it's your homeboys, because I got a lot of my homeboys that, they stop drinking now. And they like, man, you don't even
Good.
understand. Like seeing you
Yeah.
stop drinking helped me so much. And I'm like, and I tell people like, don't stop because I stopped. Like you do the shit because
You
you
got
want
to
to
want
do
to
it.
do it.
Don't do it because don't do it because of me because it ain't gonna work. Like if you do it because John did, it ain't gonna work. But if you do it because you want to do it, you do it because you see a better life, you see a better person in yourself. Do it that way because the first is gonna be hard because you still
Yeah.
want to be a grown up and grown ups drink. Like I said, like a lot of stuff that we do is because we're taught in our mind. This is what makes us grown ups. You know what I'm saying? Having sex, doing this, buying all kind of stuff, having a big house, having all these cars. I'm a grown up now. I'm a grown up now. We feed our stuff like that, but at the end of the day, you gotta do whatever makes you happy and what gives you gratitude and what gives you stuff that makes you a better person. You got to be selfish when I say if you want to make everyone around you better, you got to be selfish to yourself. You got to make sure that you're feeding it to yourself. Like they say, an empty cup can't fill another. You know what I mean? So you got
Thank
to
you.
do all that. You know.
Yeah.
I got one last question, and because we lead in the South right about now. So, John, do you feel like them Falcons gonna take the A through the South and clinch that division? What you think? What you think?
Yeah, I was about to say we got to get back to football. Okay, I think this is my biggest critique with the team right now. The consistency on third down is terrible on both sides of the ball. Last week was good, but I think it was like 4-12 or 5 or something. It was something ridiculous. But the week before 2-9, 2-9, 1-7. So third down on both sides of the ball, and not having a legitimate pass rusher. Not saying Judon isn't a good guy, but if you watch his tape, he's more of a hustle guy. So he's not a John Abraham, like just can beat somebody with one. Like one-on-one, I know I can beat somebody. You don't really see him doing that a lot. You'll see him like getting hustled. Because when I saw we got him, I was like, I know Judon, I know he's a good player, but I've never watched him really play. I just know that they always talk about him. So I looked at his tape and I was like, okay, I just seen 7 sacks and all of them were like him running them down or coming back. It was no just like beating the guy and stuff like that. So. And I think the linebacking core has to get better. Even though Troy Anderson had a good game, but you got to understand he had 17 tackles because they were running the ball to him. That's what people don't understand. People don't understand like, oh, he had 17, he was balling. Judon tapped the ball, he caught it, and he scored a touchdown. If you look at the rest of the tape, he was tackling guys 5-6 yards down the field. I think our linebacking core is a bit slow. The outside linebackers are getting there with Judon, but I think that is the Hughes. Those guys gonna have to step up. Those. What his name was, Antonio, whatever the guy, 33 got burnt so much, man. I was like, man, I felt bad for him, but that dude, I was like, man, like, sometimes you get your opportunity, you got to shine. I'm like, boy, he got burnt twice, and he had a penalty. I was just like, boy, they called the penalty back. I was like, man, you can't get right.
I know.
Yeah, but I think if I believe Kurt is comfortable now. I believe Bijan might still be hampering a little bit with injuries. I think Algiers is the guy to be the running back. I'm sorry. I love Bijan until he's 100%. I want to keep throwing him out there because you're throwing him out of play and then he getting like boom and he come back on the sideline. It just don't look like he's healthy. But I think if we manage a real running game and because how Kurt is throwing the ball to Mooney and McLeod and Pitts and Bijan, and you don't see all these names I'm saying, which is a beautiful thing. I love to hear. That's when a quarterback is zinging. I think they did a stat to Matt. I think he threw like touchdowns to 52 different people, and that's the kind of stuff that you need to be a good team. And I think as long as they keep spreading the ball out, I think his confidence is there now. But if we don't beat Carolina, this whole city is not coming to like no games no more.
No, yeah.
Hey, I'm like, because Carolina should be a team. Okay, like I said, the blood pressure bursts. Every game has come down pretty much to the fourth quarter. We need to see a game now against a team that's not in our. I don't want to say not in our.
Oh,
I don't want to knock them. I'm just trying to be.
I play shit for you. Ain't it on
Yeah. So this is the team. This is the team that if we want to be considered a good team now, and we are running this is a game that we gotta literally just. I'm talking about 40 because we got 36 last week, right?
Yeah.
At least got to be like 30 points. They got to score maybe 10, 12 points, 13 points at most. It's got to be one of those games that you got to separate yourself from the pack. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
These other games were not flukes. We really won those games because some of those games you kind of like, yeah, we got lucky, But this is the game that we got to show that, okay, like, from first quarter to fourth quarter, we can't have people being like, oh, shit, oh, damn, like, we want people to leave at third quarter because we're up by 27.
Right.
Like,
Okay,
man, I'm about to go, y'all. Shit, we winning. I'm turning the game off. All right, yeah, but you see the Falcons? You see the Falcons? Yeah, man, they winning. Yeah, they 24-0, man. We good. Yeah, I'm about to switch over to another game. See, that's what we need this week. Just being real.
Yeah, and especially because they just put out that their star center is done
Right.
for Carolina. Like, so I'm with you, John. It's no excuse at this point because
Mhm.
we're battle tested at this point. We we're
Exactly.
we're, we're
You
battle
can't
tested.
say that. Yeah, you got to show like what kind of team you are now. It's not more of like we're still building. Because if you come out there and play like you played, you passed the ball, Hodge, everybody. I mean, everybody touched that ball. You showed what kind of offense you got. You can't
Hmm.
tease us like that. Because think about it. Every week it's like somebody's not showing up. Okay, defense didn't show up week 1. Okay, offense didn't show up week 2. Then special teams didn't show up last week. Like we like how crew missed a field goal to get one block. Like this is crazy.
I just want a complete game of
That's
football
what I'm
from
saying.
both
Yeah.
sides in all 4 quarters. That's all
This
I'm
is one
asking
of the
for.
games. This is one of the games I'm saying that this is one of the games that not saying that Dalton isn't going to be all right, whatever, but I'm like, y'all need to pressure Dalton. Y'all need to get him on the ground. Y'all need to make sure the third downs are 90, like 9 for 12 on offense, maybe 3 for 10 on defense. Like these are kind of stuff, and I'm a stat guy now since I started doing this little reporting stuff. It's weird as hell. I never was before, but there's certain numbers, and especially with time of possession. Like that's called when you beat somebody with time of possession. That's just an attitude type thing. Like we know y'all can't stop us. We just gonna run the ball and run the clock out on you. We don't even care if y'all score. Y'all can't stop us. Like stuff like that is things that we gotta show. Like we just want to know about week 10 what we look like. You know what I'm saying? By week 10 we want to be kind of like, oh, we're gonna win this. Like we see somebody like we're gonna win this. We don't want to be like, I don't know. I don't know.
Look, I always say it like this, man. 1 hour, $1, foot up in ass. That's what he's saying.
Right. Right.
Question for you. So you played in 3-4, you played in the 4-3. As a pass rusher, what makes uh what for one, what's the best one for you? Like
That's personally 3-4. I was drafted as an outside linebacker with Al Groh. I thought that was going to be my whole career, so I could have probably been more like a Michael Parsons type player. You know, standing up, get to drop, get to do a lot of different things. Then Herm Edwards came and put me back to the defensive end. I think it was the worst decision of my life because I started getting hurt a lot. I started getting beat up more. And then actually my 14th year in the league, I went to Arizona. They put me back at outside linebacker. I made the Pro Bowl. So for me, it was more, and like this is how weird my mind is. Even though I played well at defensive end, I was thinking like, man, if I would play outside linebacker my whole career, and this is year 14, and I made the Pro Bowl. Like, dude, if I play outside linebacker my whole career, it would have been something amazing. But also, being a football player, you're a football player. Like, at the end of the day, like I was telling, like the kind of while we was talking about AE, I was like, at the end of the day, you're just a football player. Like, and if you want to play this game, I wanted to play the game, so I didn't care where you put me. They could have put me at tackle, they could have put me at guard, they could put me somewhere, but I would try to be the best motherfucker out there. I'm gonna try to you're gonna hear a highlight about me no matter what I play. That was my mindset when I played football. I was not a I was not a football player. I was a playmaker. It's a difference. You know what I mean? Like you got some people that are playmakers. I was a playmaker. Like it wasn't like I'm getting a sack. I'm getting a sack called fumble. It wasn't like I'm gonna get a big hit. I'm gonna get a big hit and I'm gonna knock the ball out. I'm gonna turn the ball over. I'm gonna do things like that. So I'm gonna do something to get my team the ball back. So being a playmaker and doing that is just totally different. So I was better at 3-4 because I was more of a playmaker in that situation.
I think Wick had a question about what do you see that the D is not doing to, for pressure and sacks, and can John let us know his opinion what the D isn't doing to get more? Well, same question, but what do you feel? That's the big one right there because I do see improvement with the defense, but that last game, I'm still kind of questioning where our defense is currently, especially when trying to get those tackles on the quarterback and everything else. How do you feel? What's going right and wrong in your opinion as far as the defense?
I think it's just the consistency in playing with each other. I don't think they had enough time to really gel. I think Ellis. I think Caden Ellis will be a good outside linebacker, and not as much as good as a middle linebacker. I feel like if they're going to blitz more with the safeties. Let Judon go inside more, do more games. Run the 4-3, can do more games. Have Judon come inside, have Grady come around and cover. There are a lot of things that you can do to mix it up, and I think they got to mix it up more. When they blitz, they kind of blitzing Caden in the middle. They blitzing Anderson, but they're not really getting there. Caden can get there every now and then, but it's not. I don't see the fluency. The linebackers to me, and I was telling Maria this, and I'm not trying to name drop, just know her. A lot of times I see the linebacker, they're sitting on their heels. They're not downhill. Like they overrunning the play sometimes, or they're doing this. And I think just because they're not comfortable yet. You know what I mean? Like I made sure, and this is all hearsay. I don't know anything about it, but I made sure to verbalize to the linebackers what I was going to do because I said I was a playmaker. So I wanted to I might go inside right now so y'all can play off me. And knowing that linebacker know I can just shoot, I can shoot the gap or I can do this. But I see them sitting a lot. And if you watch film, if you watch the games, maybe this week they might hear this and they might start just going downhill, but you can see them sitting and waiting more. Like I don't think either one of them are natural middle linebackers. Like just watching. And I said all this to Maria, so I'm not trying to knock anybody, but they told me one thing about doing this job that I'm doing now. If you're telling the truth, they can't get mad at you. If you're making stuff up, if you're trying to get a gig or a bite or something like that, yeah. But if you're sitting there telling the truth and you're being honest, and this is what I honestly see, that it's just like the linebacker core is a little, not saying they're the bad part, because, well, honestly, you can't talk shit about the safety because they the shit. So you can't say it to safeties. Like, you can't say it to safeties because, I mean, this Jesse Bates is keeping the defense alive. I mean, this guy's just, I thought $15 million was a lot for a safety. That he worked every damn penny. Him and Justin Simmons are doing a great job. AJ Terrell is playing the best. If he in the Pro Bowl this year, I don't know what's going on. But that dude is playing his ass off. And just because the media in Atlanta don't really hype him up like that, he might not get it this year. But that dude is playing. If you're watching the games like I'm watching, AJ is playing his ass off. And like I said, Hughes is going to have to step up. What's the other guy? The other DB?
Phillips.
Alford.
Alford got hurt last week, so hopefully he can come and step it back up. But they've been getting toasted. If y'all watched the game before Tampa game, they were getting toasted. They were going away from AJ, and they were just going to the left side the whole time. And I'm sitting here watching the game. I'm looking like, that's smart. That's smart. Yeah, but AJ has been playing well. So I think if they're going to be a better defense, the linebackers got to get more comfortable. It's going to be hard to say they can get better pass rush because they don't have a single guy that we know that they don't have a JJ Watt, you know what I mean, or TJ Watt. I'm sorry, they don't have a guy that we know that just can, just let him ball and we can do other things around him. So
I love it. You gonna ever want to be a coach? That's the question.
Fuck no.
Question.
He said, "Fuck no." He said, "Fuck no."
But that's what they say in the chat. You need to be. But at least you're being honest, okay? At least you're being honest.
No. I got my own shit going on. Like, okay, how would I feel talking to a dude that making millions and telling him what to do? I'm like some people can do it. Some people okay. I ain't gonna sit here and bitch no dude like, hey bro, you need to do this. Nah, I'm good, cuz. And then if you don't do it, I'm like what we were saying, where we gotta learn ourselves. I know I can't handle it. Like even with my kids, that's why I tell my kids what to do.
You know your strengths and weaknesses.
They mom got to tell them what to do because they fuck up. You can blame on their mom. I do some shit and you fuck up. I'm gonna be like, man, I'm going off. Like if I tell my daughter to do something, she do the exact opposite. We are gonna have a problem for a little while. So if I tell this player that making $15 million, hey bro, you gotta do this, and he come back and say something to me.
Maybe they need that a little bit, John. Some people need to be roughed up a little bit.
They gonna talk with them hands.
Exactly.
Don't piss John off, cause
no.
Hey, you heard it first here, cause he lay hands. Him lay hands.
They've been resting though. They've been resting.
Hey, lethal weapons. Well, thank you, John. We definitely appreciate you. But, we got to give everybody that evening back because actually we got a game. What time is it? We got our division rival finna play in about 30 minutes.
Oh yeah. I need to see that. Yeah, we need to see that. Mm-hmm. I mean,
Y'all
I'm
have a
just gonna
good
say,
night.
how disrespectful can you be? You just gonna bring your whole band out there and play out in front of somebody's stadium. I'm glad. Yeah,
That's
you know.
man.
I like that. I like I like shit like that. That shit had me cool.
Oh yeah.
We
One
So
thing
shit
about
like
it,
that.
shoot, we're gonna play each other with intensity and
Yeah.
we throwing hands and everything during these rivalry games. People got to take honestly what I'm gonna say about it. The South has been a laughing stock and folks don't take us seriously, but I love it when we can play these teams at their best at the same time. No excuses because people don't look at the South as being competitive. You
right.
know, they don't look at I'm finna go play them. I'm scared of them. Nobody look at the Falcons and say, I'm so terrified of this team. We're trying to get there on defense and things like that. We want people shaking when they play. So I love that we're improving and things are growing and building. But yeah, we got to get on it because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the predictiveness, just everything that goes on with the Falcons. Folks like, oh yeah, they ain't gonna do nothing. They talking about with Kirk Cousins, oh he's not a postseason quarterback. Like it's a lot of things that's being said about this team that we need to overcome those things. So look, we can play our division early in the season and get on top and do what we need to do. People are starting to talk about the Falcons, and we got to keep it in that momentum. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, this is my last thing. Don't worry about the fuck people saying. I say it like this: long as the Falcons keep winning,
Yes.
and I ain't saying staying under the radar. I ain't trying to say no bullshit like that. So I don't think I'm like they don't deserve all the praise they get, but just let them keep playing, let them get better.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk Cousins, really being, he the next two chains. He keep moving those chains, baby. Just keep moving those chains, bro. All you got to worry about is stuff like that. The fans, I beg y'all to please come and show up to these games because I don't think y'all understand how much it really does mean to the players. And it is tough when you're playing and you look in the crowd, you're looking for your family, and it's easy to find them. And I'm saying that because ain't nobody in the fucking stands, and I'm just being real. Like I played this game. I've been on bad teams, I've been on good teams, but y'all have a lot more. I guess it's a lot more than you think. Like being and not knowing that our shit is packed. I should have so we got to do this. So it helps. So I would challenge y'all to try to come to some more games. I would buy tickets, but I don't play no more, and I don't play that shit.
You can buy us some tickets.
You ain't come to see me, so I ain't buying no tickets. Fuck that.
I
Hey, one
get it.
monkey don't stop. Hey, this ain't my show.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
Go ahead. You got anything that you want to kind of promote and plug before we end the show?
Man, I ain't got nothing going on, man. If you see me, holler. If you don't. It is what it is. But I ain't got shit going on. I'm the same old stuff. And like I said, I post on my Facebook. I post on my Instagram now. ENAYJO, Anajo. Besides that, you'll see me at Falcons game. You'll see me on 11 Live. You'll see me on my social media. But like I said, if you see me doing something, just hey man, good job on the podcast. Hey man, glad to see you at 11 Live. All that shit is much appreciated. Just don't ask me for no money because I don't do that shit no more.
That's right. He don't learn his lesson.
Hey, yeah.
Y'all don't burn some bridges on this man.
Look,
He don't want to give none away.
Look. I'm with you. No, we not the banks. We don't do no loans.
No.
We don't do no loans. All right.
It's not going to take us back, man.
Hey man, like I said, John, man, we appreciate you coming on, man, and we always want to show you some love and let you know that, bro, we love you from the bottom of our heart as
Appreciate it, bro.
AFN and as Falcon fans, and we appreciate everything that you have done on
And off
and
the
off
field.
the field.
Mm-hmm.
And the story, and like you said, man, we appreciate y'all watching. Like you said, we got the Ladybirds and AFN coming up tomorrow. Maggie, what y'all gonna be talking about on that?
We talking about them Panthers, the kitty cats. That's another back-to-back rivalry game. So all the ladies get on there, and we're trying to actually, if you in the chat and you are a Panthers lady fan, come join us because we want to battle you. So that's tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. You better tune in because look, them girls, them ladies now, they real hard about their team. So look, that's somebody you don't sleep on either, you know. So for real though, please show Abraham some love though. Seriously, y'all. We the more noise that we make as a fan base for Abraham as well as the Falcons organization and team, it makes a hell of a difference. People are start listening because we got to get this man in the Hall of Fame. We got to get this man in the Ring of Honor. And we just got to get this man on national TV everywhere you want to be, because we want him to be the ambassador of these Falcons, because he's one of the greatest and one of the best. So let's do it, y'all. We're getting up out of here. You got to ruffle some feathers. That's Miss Whit J. She is part of the show. And Miss Christy, she's in the chat too. Y'all tune in to us tomorrow.
And until next time, people, we ain't here to play.
Oh.
We here to stay.
Yeah, dig it.
You ain't got to go home.
But give John Abraham his respect.
Peace. So you had to throw that in there.